Hi everyone and welcome to week 11. We just have this week and next week left of the academic content of the course, and then we'll be preparing for exams and doing revision. Just a quick reminder that you have your second assignment due on the 6th of May, and again either email it to the hcsubs@iqa.ac.za address or upload your second assignment to ICANN. So if you haven't started your assignments, please do so as quick as possible because the deadline is looming. We've got one public holiday left between now and when you have to submit, and then obviously one more weekend before you have to submit. So please do submit. And then after that, we'll be doing revision and we'll be going through the last chapter of the course and preparing for exams. So this week we are looking at entrepreneurship, and we are looking at what entrepreneurs do, what are their characteristics. So I'm not going to make a long video this week. I just want to talk basically around entrepreneurship. So I don't know if you remember when we started off this course weeks ago, which was almost 3 months ago, I asked you to think of entrepreneurs, particularly in South Africa, and to talk about what kind of characteristics. It's time to rethink that and bring it back full circle. So what do entrepreneurs do? How do we define them? So entrepreneurs are generally people who own a business that take risks and they start new businesses. And they will also then decide whether they should do business as usual or should they just then go and carry on and take risk, find opportunity to either better their business or open a new business. There's also something called an intrapreneur, and that intrapreneur is either the owner of the business or an employee. But what they aim to do is that they aim to innovate and expand the business or specific departments within the business. Then we've got non-entrepreneurs, and those people are the people who start a business, but they're not quite satisfied to leave things at the status quo, and so things just kind of run and tick along as business as usual. So remember the differences between an entrepreneur, an intrapreneur, and a non-entrepreneur. So why is entrepreneurship important? If we look at the job hunts that are going on, the job opportunities that are available, job opportunities are scarce, and so that is the one thing that gives rise to a lot of entrepreneurs, because people then tend to work for themselves and make money for themselves without having to work for somebody else. And so entrepreneurship contributes quite positively to the country, just in terms of the economic climate and also in the social development of the country, because entrepreneurs will bring life to new technologies, products and services, and create new markets and jobs along the way. So we also have something called an entrepreneur mindset. And what does that mean? It means that people look for opportunities to have a business, to be innovative and creative, and then also invent new products and offer high quality products. So in order to cope with that kind of thing, people must have almost an instinctive way of doing things and go, that idea is going to work, or no, that idea isn't going to work. What can we do instead? So that's an entrepreneurship mindset, and not everybody has it. And so the question for us is whether you have the mindset and it's something that's innate and you're born with, or is it something that you learn? And that's something that we can discuss in the discussion forum. But we know that entrepreneurs have 5 kinds of things in common, or 5 traits or characteristics in common. Those are to seek new opportunities, to pursue business with enormous passion. So they must be very passionate about what they want to do, and they must believe in what they want to do. They also pursue the best opportunities. They also focus on execution and adaptive execution. So how do they get the process to go? What do they need to do? And they engage everyone in the venture. And so we need to think about whether You have those characteristics. How can you develop those characteristics if you don't? Or how can you build on those characteristics as an entrepreneur if you do have those characteristics? The other thing that we need to kind of think about is not only the mindset of the entrepreneur, but also we need to talk about kind of what are the entrepreneurial qualities. And so those are things like you must be a passionate visionary, you must be a creative thinker, you must take risks, you must be a good leader, you must be quite an independent spirit. So what that means is that you don't get bogged down by kind of the rules and regulations within the organization. You can push the boundaries, not to say break the rules, but push the boundaries in terms of creativity and innovativeness. And then also you must be quite committed, and you must be able to persevere and find opportunity and be an opportunist. So, I mean, that is just a brief summary of what it is. But what we also need to think about is, can leaders and entrepreneurs be the same thing? And you'll see in your textbook, I'm not going to go through it now, but you can see in your textbook that there's 8 characteristics between leaders and entrepreneurs that have been identified. So it also shows that some entrepreneurs, if not all entrepreneurs, also have strong leadership qualities. And you can go and think about it in terms of the leadership chapter that we did a couple of weeks ago as well. So the entrepreneurial process is also something that's in your textbook, and it's made up of a number of issues which either need to be resolved or phases that the entrepreneur would need to work towards. And the entrepreneur would have to consider things like the decision to become an entrepreneur, what drives you to become an entrepreneur, then what kinds of abilities and skills do you have, what resources are available, what opportunities and ideas are available, what is the feasibility, and then writing up a business plan, which is something that we're going to look at in the next and the last chapter. So that's quite important also to think about, if we have to go through this process, what kind of sectors are we working in? And you'll see that there's different sectors that the textbook talks about. It talks about the informal sector, it talks about the micro and the small business sector, and we also talk around kind of the advantages and the disadvantages. And then we also look at the medium to large business sectors. We consider things like family businesses. We consider franchising businesses, so taking the bigger model or the bigger organizations, and then also franchising them in our spaces. So we need to kind of think about what is important in terms of fostering entrepreneurship, fostering intrapreneurship if we work in an organization, and does the organization allow us to explore those kinds of things. So have a think about the mindset, have a think about the skills and the characteristics that you would have as an entrepreneur, and then think about, if you do have a business, how would we draw up a business plan? Because that's the next chapter. So I will see you next week in my last video for the semester and the module. Please don't forget to submit your assignments, and I will chat to you in the week. Have a lovely, lovely week. Bye.